Good morning, English learners from around the world, and welcome. I know today is a bit of a black day because the conflict in Ukraine has escalated. It looks like Russia has sending troops to the Donbass region, but that's a side issue. The main issue is your English and how to make progress. And I hope that you have big goals for yourself, big dreams, and that you believe in those dreams, that you believe that you can get better. If not, if you're still struggling with your beliefs, watch this video. It will help. It will help you believe more in yourself. And today we're going to look at plans, but more specifically, progress. How do you know you're making progress in your march towards better English? Let's start. Why should you measure your goals? Well, it turns out that it could be very important. According to Teresa Amabile, I think that's how you pronounce it. She is or was a professor at Harvard University. And she had a book called The Power of Small Wins. But she discovered that for employees, seeing progress was actually more powerful than incentives, financial incentives to work harder. So having this ability to see progress towards your goal is very important. And the next piece in the puzzle comes from a book called Four Disciplines of Execution. They said what you measure is very important. And if you're measuring towards a goal, say your goal is to be like at a B2 level by September in speaking, maybe in listening as well. And that's an outcome goal. But if you use that outcome goal as measuring your progress, then it's not very helpful because you don't have control over the outcome goal. You have control over things that can get you there, but not exactly this outcome goal. And B2 level is quite a tricky thing to know whether you're at a B2 level when you're speaking. And often for a lot of people, one day you might be at a B2 level, the next day you could regress and be at the B1 level. And it varies quite a lot on a day-to-day basis, maybe depending on how much sleep you had. They said that you should measure something called lead measures. And lead measures are things that you have control over. So for example, with this, I get to B2 speaking level, maybe a lead measure would be taking English lessons, doing a one-to-one English lesson where you speak 50% of the time. And you can measure how many lessons or how many hours you did of that. So perhaps by September, okay, so I want to do 10 hours of one-to-one lessons per month. And it's those 10 hours that you will measure, not this B2 outcome that you would measure. Another example would be, say you want to improve your reading in English. You might have an outcome that, my reading level will be B2 by September or something. But again, it's very hard to know whether you got to that level or not. But a measure that you have control on is how many pages you read. And perhaps it's a novel. You can say, oh, I want to read 100 pages this month or 50 pages this month. But that is a measure that you control. So you can read more to meet that goal. So to make this a little bit easier to understand, I'm going to share with you my current goals with German. So by the end of the year, I want to be at a B1 level. So it's not aiming for the stars. It's quite a modest level, a B1 level for speaking and listening. I just really want to be able to communicate with ease in German. My aim for the next 3 months, so it's actually from February to April. This is the period I'm measuring. It's mainly focused on understanding. Okay, so here It's my 3 months plan for German, at least what I'm measuring. And as I said, for the next 3 months, I'm concentrating on improving my ability to understand, so my ability to listen. Listen in C is listening cards. I use Anki. The aim for this month is to make 250 listening cards. And I take this from Germans speaking with each other. So at the moment, I use Easy German. I watch the video, then I watch it again, and I take out language which I think is useful and it's used in everyday conversation. And then I make a listening card from it. And I can talk more about these listening cards in a later video. So as you can see, for the next 3 months, I have a target of making 485 listening cards. Currently, I'm a little bit behind. And I have my countdown here. I got vocab cards. Again, it's mainly taken from Easy German, and it's vocab that I think could be singular vocab or phrases. For example, like how long, questions like this, how long, what did you do, what did you do after school? It's quite simple stuff, but at the moment, for me, it's definitely on my limit. So it's helping me learn. And the last measure I'm doing is book listening. And by this, I mean, I have a Stephen King book called Dr. Sleep. It's in German. And I have the German audio as well for the book. And I sort of listen and read at the same time. And this 500 is minutes. In February, I want to listen and read 500 minutes. For this measure, I'm kind of on target. So hopefully you see from the spreadsheet the kind of things I'm measuring. So I measure things that I have control over. So I have control over the number of cards I make. And I have control over the number of minutes I listen to. So these are things that I can control 100%. So they're not outcome focused, they're focused on things that I control. Let's go back to the studio. Okay, so that's my German project. What can it mean for you if you want to improve your spoken English? What can you do? Okay, there are a few things. But for lead measures, it could be, like I said before, doing one-to-one lessons. So you're speaking approximately 50% of the time. So that's a lot of speaking. Maybe get in the habit of recording yourself every day. Okay, so I want to improve my speaking. I will record myself 5 minutes every day, and I will listen to what I say as well. So perhaps it will take you 10 minutes. So you record yourself for 5 minutes speaking about something, and then you listen. Maybe you make notes. Where did it go well? What was I missing? So those could be lead measures for spoken English. For listening, it could be like me. You might make listening cards for a flashcard application. Maybe it's listening to a podcast. Or it could be listening and reading, like I'm doing with Dr. Sleep. And with listening and reading, I would suggest that you do like the unit of measure is minutes. Reading, so instead of completing books, to get this motivation from seeing your progress, do it in pages. So you might have a target of reading 50 pages in a month, or it could be a novel, it could be work-related materials, and then map your progress towards those 50 pages. And if you're doing writing, then maybe the lowest units of progress could be words. So you could keep a diary, and you might say, okay, I want to write at least 100 words in English every day. And if you do it on a Word document, then it's quite easy to measure the number of words you write every day. So that could be another lead measure, something that you have control over. I hope I hope that you are measuring something already. And after today's video, maybe you can reconsider, are you measuring the right thing? Because if you measure the right thing, if you measure something that you have control over, then it will motivate you more than something that you don't have control over. So you don't have control over outcomes. Okay, doing one-to-one lessons with an English speaker will help your speaking abilities. It will help, but it's not guaranteed to get you to where you want to be. But if you measure the number of hours you do speaking one-to-one, then you will get that, you'll get the motivation from seeing your progress towards that goal. So measure stuff that you can control, and it will help you get to the outcome goal. So let me know in the comments below what you measure with your English, and maybe if you're not measuring things that you have control over, perhaps you can put a question in. So how can I do this? Oh, maybe you can put your own ideas and say, okay, I was focused on getting to a C1 level, but now I see to get to that level, I need to do this and this and this. And this is my plan for the next month or the next 2 months or the next 3 months. Okay, so I'll leave you with those thoughts. Take action and see you soon.